Hello, welcome to She Boss Talk Studios. I am your host, Shante Arati. We are here today with our She Pitch Perfect winners, competition winners. These ladies won grants. They pitch their businesses, their business ideas, and we're here to talk to you today about how to pitch for cash. So many of us that are out there want to learn about how to get more money for our business, especially more free money. Okay. And so, how do you do that? You have to be able to pitch your business. So, this is going to be a great video. So, definitely come on in, join us for this conversation. Uh, be sure to share your questions as well. Let us know who you are, where you're from, and what your business is. And we're going to show you to share some tips with you today on how to pitch for cash, for money. So I want to welcome, we have two of our winners here with us today. The other ones could not make it. So I will be sharing their names with you all today. We have showcased them across our social media channels. We definitely want to promote them because they did a wonderful job in pitching themselves. And likewise, we have on the website at shepitchperfect.com a list of all of our winners. One of the things that we hear from a lot of our the members in our community is, can we have more examples, more of a point of reference for how to pitch, right, in these videos, because more and more we're having to pitch on video. And so not only are we highlighting them and their companies there, but you also have the ability to see the videos that they submitted. And everyone that participated, just want to give a shout out and thank you. All of you all submitted amazing videos, and you can still find them by using the hashtags that are on the She Pitch Perfect website. So you either on Facebook or Instagram, because each of the participants had an ability to choose where they wanted to pitch. Okay. And so if you when you use the hashtags, you're able to see all the pitches that were made, but you can go directly to shepitchperfect.com to see all of the winners and click on the videos to see their amazing videos. So we just want to celebrate and congratulate them and let them share their stories themselves. And we're going to share some tips with you all so you can become better at pitching your business and go get some of this cash. So welcome, ladies.
Thank you. Happy to be here. Thank you for having us.
I'm
For
so
sure.
excited to have you all here. To get it started, I just want to start with you all introducing yourselves. We have the first place and second place winners with us today. And Kadijat, I'll let you start first. So, can you tell us about yourself and your company?
For sure. First of all, I just wanted to say thank you for giving me an opportunity to be here. Thank you for creating your platform and really just giving, little business owners like us the opportunity to get funding, because I think that that's such an important part of really, starting a business and keeping it afloat. So, hello, everyone. I'm so happy to be here. My name is Kadijat. And I am the brain behind Girls Who Listen, which is a nonprofit organization focused on creating and providing opportunities for women in music. If anyone in here, is like really into music, you would know that both on the creator side as well as more so the music business side, that women are, very much underrepresented. And so this is kind of like, a business that I started 2 years ago, where I, provide mentorship to other women. I do the heavy lifting by connecting with, hiring managers at these different music companies or entertainment companies. And really just, I create the bridge rather between, students who are interested in getting into the industry as well as the professionals. So yeah, that's a little bit about me and my business. And I know that we're going to get into it a little bit more. So yeah.
Thank you so much, Dr. AJ Austin.
Hi. Thank you for the opportunity to be here. I think this is a phenomenal perk to pitching for cash. And so thank you for just sharing your platform, as Khadija just said. Thank you for all your wisdom, Shante. Like, I'm literally listening to your podcast. Like, it's on pause as we're here with you now. So just to be here, sharing within the expertise of growing our businesses bigger, knowing that there are people with visions that match ours It's inspiring. So I hope we'll talk more about that. I'm Dr. AJ Austin, founder of the International Center for Life Coach Training, LLC, where I train Black Christian women to become certified life coaches online in one day. And so we have a private Facebook group over at futurebblacklifecoaches.com of people literally waiting in the wings to join our programs, and opportunities like this grant supports the scholarships that we've been able to offer. Some of our share about.
Uh, Dr. Austin, I think there's something wrong with your connection, so we'll wait for her to come back. So hopefully she gets that taken care of. Are you back with us?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Tell me
Yes,
what
we
you
lost you.
missed, what you heard.
Yes, we lost you there. You were talking about your business. Can you just start over?
I'm Dr. AJ Austin, founder of the International Center for Life Coach Training, LLC. FutureBlackLifeCoaches.com is where we have a complimentary Christian coaching community of future Black women Christian certified life coaches who benefit from grant winnings that we get, where we offer scholarships so that they can get their life coach certification. So we train Black Christian women to become certified life coaches online in one day. And so I'm happy to talk about how we do that with support from organizations like these competitions.
Yes, that's amazing. And I'm sure there may be some members in our audience that want to take advantage of that program. And so we're going to dive in, but I just want to let you all know the diversity in the women and the companies, the industries that participated and that won. So this is to let you all know out there, as you continue or take the have the courage to get to have the courage to start pitching your business, that pitching is open to all industries, right? And so it's not for one particular individual, it's not for one particular business or industry. If you have a business, it's really upon us to be pitching ourselves every day and taking advantage of these opportunities, like she said, to be able to get more money to fund our mission, the work that we're actually doing in our business. So that's why I appreciate you all being on, because you can share your own personal stories. So I like to hear from you all. First of all, how did you come to hear about this competition, and what was it that told you to participate?
Yeah, I could definitely go first. So I know that I mentioned earlier kind of like, how funding, is super important for small businesses. And so something that I do is research. And I do have trouble, honestly, finding grants, like just in general. But there was this there was this grant funding that, it was kind of like this platform, and they were talking a little bit about, where you can find grants. And there's this individual, I'm going to look for her name, that way I can, like, shout her out, because she is the reason why I'm here and getting the opportunity to win. But I followed her platform, in which she just lists, different grants across different industries. So she'll be like, here are a couple of grants for like nonprofits, and it's a paid service, and it's something I don't mind, because at the end of the day, look at what I'm benefiting from if I do end up, coming out a winner on the other side. So I learned about it through her platform, and once again, I'm going to look at it so that if anyone wants to, join in on the community, they can. And so, yeah, I hope that answered the question. I feel like there was something else you said, but
Yeah, so you heard about it, but what made you decide to pitch your business?
yeah, so pitching has always been something that I wanted to be better at. And I honestly think that it was just an opportunity to kind of like practice. I speak about the business all the time to, like, individuals who I want to mentor and things like that. But for some reason, pitching was always different than speaking about your business. So it was honestly great practice just for me. I had the opportunity to do it across different platforms, and I didn't come out, like a winner on the other side per se. But it just allowed me to continue to refine my words and my ideas in the way that I really pitch the business. And honestly, I just took it, I took a chance, and here I am.
That's amazing. And you, Dr. Austin?
So I'm nosy, and I'm pretty sure I found you just scrolling social media. And then I was like, what is this? Because it looks so professional. And, sometimes too good of branding intimidates you to even like, oh, should I even try? Is it even worth it? It's probably 1,000 people pitching. But what I loved was that through my researching, there was a hashtag that linked us to other videos. So I started watching the other videos and I got inspired. And I have partnered with organizations in the past to learn how to pitch. This is my second time winning a pitch competition, which I'm proud to say. And so I was like, why not? Let me just throw my name in the ring, hat in the ring. I already had a video done. That day I had already gotten cued and hair done, makeup, eyebrows. I was cute. I was like, let me get on camera and reuse this video. So that's what I did. It met the timeline requirements. And that way I wasn't waiting on someday. Well, when I get my eyebrows done again, when my hair looks good, when my skin clears up, I'll get back on camera and record, and then the deadline is gone. Right. So I honestly just repurposed a pitch video that I had submitted prior that met your eligibility requirements and just, put it out there. And then I just believed God bigger than what I knew was possible, and I just was like, this is mine. I got this. I got it, so that faith started to build as we got closer to the deadline. And I was nervous too. So I was the screen refresher. Like, have they updated anything on the site? And getting closer to the, oh Lord, she moved the time. Like, so I was like pacing and sweating and like, did I get it? Did I win? What did I place? So when I got the news, I was actually amongst friends talking about grants and funding your business. And so standing in line waiting on them, the email came through, and I just like was so glad I was by myself in that moment, because I could really just sit in that moment and celebrate what God did. So I was glad that I even applied in the first place. So thank you for how you had it set up so professionally, and how we could kind of track our other competitors, if you will, but also learned a lot as well. So I took away some nuggets from that.
Yeah, that's so amazing. And I just want to go back to one of the some of the things that you said. As far as with this particular competition, you were able to go back and use the hashtags and see the other videos and get inspired to put your hat in the ring. Not just to get inspired to put your hat in the ring, but get inspired by the other businesses pitching and how amazing they are and what they're actually doing. And you didn't let that intimidate you. You didn't say, okay, I'm not. So you knew that you were qualified enough that, look, I'm going to put my head in the ring. And you only put your hat in the ring if you think you have an opportunity to win. And that's why I always tell people, because I get that question a lot, if I enter this, do I even have a chance? The answer is always yes. But if you don't, the answer is always no. Okay. You don't have a chance. And you can't let yourself be intimidated by the process. All you can do is put your best foot forward, and then put it out there, and what happens happens. And let's just to let you know that great things can happen when you put yourself out there and you pitch. Another tip that she mentioned is that she repurposed the video. And so that is something I recommend as well, that you have maybe, a few videos, pitch videos for yourself, because knowing that you're going to be pitching on a regular basis, but make sure that those pitch videos is meeting the requirements for each of the pitches, right? So that's why you want to have a couple of them, and that it is you that is coming forward, that is not a promo video. Because I've had people in the past submit promo videos, and it's like, no, I wanted a pitch. I want to actually hear you pitch your video, not like a business trailer, right? Or a movie trailer. I just want to hear you pitch your business. So that really wins over people doing all the fancy editing and putting it together like a promo. Because I just want to strip all that away and get to the real you and your founder story, why you're here, why you decided to start this business, and what the journey has been like, and how you're making an impact. And so I hope these things will help you all as you continue to in your business and continue to pitch your business, because all of us, we need to be pitching our businesses. Okay. And we'll talk more about that, but I want to get a little bit more into the process as well. if you, Kadijat, can tell me about your process. So you all made a decision to pitch. So that was the first thing. You made that decision. You said, I'm going to do it. What was the process like that you went through to actually submit your pitch?
For sure. So my process, I'm an overthinker for sure. And so I think that for me, and this is across everything that I do, like whether it's projects or, speaking with people, I always need to know how to start. Like once I start strong, I can finish strong. And so that was kind of the mentality and the ideology that I went into it. And to be honest, I do also, like, throughout the other pitches that I mentioned that I did and refining it, what I do is I kind of have this Google Doc of everything that I've done, like all the grants that I applied to, all the answers that I have, like submitted and things like that. So, yeah, what I did was really like it was a process of really just like walking around my house, figuring out like, what's the strongest way that I can start. And sometimes it just, it comes to me and I'm like, okay, well, but the main point is really just like zeroing in and focusing in on it, but not to the point where I'm like overthinking it. Like, okay, like, like I had like 5 different beginnings. So I think it was a combination of some of the strong points that I wanted to include from previous pitches and just like, finding a way to make it unique and tying it around cultural moments. Because if listen to the video, or if the viewers listen to the video, part of it of what I said was mentioning how much days we have left in the year and things like that. And I think that that was super important for me because I realized how fast time was going and how quickly I wanted to accomplish some of these tasks that I had on the to-do list for the company. So it was all of that.
That's amazing. So everyone, you definitely need to check out the videos because yours was amazing. Yours really stood. You really did a good job. Again, it was. I felt like I was hearing you and your story, like, and I was captivated, and you tied in the whole she boss thing and Sheba and the she boss community, and I was just like, that is so fantastic, right? So it's like you really it's like you really thought it through before you just decided to go do it. And
Yeah,
that really came across, right? It
for
wasn't
sure.
just like an afterthought or that you had no connection with She Boss Talk, but it was really evident that of your connection and how you were able to tie it into what you were doing and the women that you're helping. It was so fantastic. So
Thank
Dr.
you.
You're welcome. So
And
Dr.
something,
Uh-huh.
oh, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off at all. Something that I wanted to mention too, because I know that you and Dr. AJ were speaking a little bit about, repurposing videos. And if I'm being completely honest, for me personally, it hasn't worked as of yet, or maybe like I haven't found a platform where it could work. But I truly enjoy just like, remaking videos. But I hear you in terms of like having your hair done and your makeup done. Like I am totally there with you.
Yeah.
But there's just something about figuring out a way, like you said, to like tie the companies together where I'm like, thank you, like I'm personally thanking you so that you can see that this is me, making an effort to like to create this video and including the name in it. So for sure.
Yeah, that was very helpful. And I just want to call out another tip. Okay, so I don't want you all to miss this. So one of the things that she mentioned is using a Google document, right? And so I do that for everything that I apply for. But not only that, putting all of your accomplishments, your awards, everything that you have done, make sure that you're taking a note of this throughout the year. It is so important, not just when you pitch for yourself, but you as a business owners to recognize and celebrate yourself as an entrepreneur and as a business owner. Because sometimes, first of all, it's challenging to be an entrepreneur. And sometimes we can get hard on ourselves and not really acknowledging all of our accomplishments. But if you write them down and take note of them and then go back at the end of the year, you'll be amazed at what you have accomplished. But you want to keep track of that for others as well when you are pitching. So whether it's in a pitch video, you put it in your pitch deck, or you're pitching in front of a panel, these are all things that can really help your business, to showcase your business and help you to be able to stand out. So again, that's another note. Please Take note of every single accomplishment, what you've done, what you achieved. If you've been on a podcast or on a show, if you've written in a blog, if you authored a new book, if you partner with someone, if you got a new sponsor, right? So oftentimes in nonprofits you get a new sponsor, you had a successful fundraiser. These types of things you want to make sure that you're taking note of. So that was a really good tip. And so I hope that many of our viewers will pay attention to that and use that. Dr. AJ, you're
Uh, okay, so the original question was
for
about
process.
my process. And I remember a keyword that stuck out when Kadijat was speaking was the start. So I love, as I mentioned, being nosy. So when I found the hashtag, I just followed what my coach calls the breadcrumbs, went to the website and started with the eligibility process. Do I even qualify? What are they looking for? Yes, I'm repurposing a video, but did it meet those requirements that this new competition is looking for? And it's like, I'm glad that I already had it kind of in my back pocket and just hit submit and went about my day, kind of tried to forget about it, but it was always lingering that the deadline is coming up. I'm so glad I already, submitted it. I know I meet the qualifications and I applied. I also knew that in the last probably 90 days, have applied to about $250,000 worth of grants. And so once you hear these questions asked over and over and over, that's how I knew that video was, able to be reused. So everybody gets creative with how they ask the same stuff, but it's like when you can answer one time and it be used multiple times, that's when it's a win in my book, because you're working smarter, not harder. I too have the backup Google Docs that has like almost 100 pages of how I've answered these same questions that I answered in 60 seconds or less on video to win this competition. So it's my go-to keyword bank, and going through and just editing depending on which opportunity I'm applying for. And so even after this competition, winning this, of course, we can use it as an achievement, like you say, to kind of add to our resume.
Yeah.
And even being here, this is another opportunity to just share a platform with other winners, other shakers and movers, that are uplifting their mission. And so, there are opportunities coming as a result of these winnings. And so it goes back to what you teach, just taking what you've done, adding to that resume and building from there, and then just using it as building blocks on this journey to get funding for our businesses.
Yes, definitely. When you win grants, you want to add that to your portfolio. You want to share that, right? And again, taking advantage of opportunities like this to get on a live show and be, shared. That means your business, your brand is being put out to thousands, if not millions of people just through this one platform. Okay. And so we're not the only ones that give out grants, but just through this one platform, you're reaching so many people. So many other people get to hear your story, right? Get to hear about your business, what you're doing. And you never know who may be interested and say, look, I love what you're doing. How can I get involved to support in a number of different ways? I know one of the things that we do, it took us a while, but I was really committed to putting together a press kit for our company. And we've gotten so many compliments on it, but it really tells the story of She Boss Talk and all of our programs. And it talks about me as the founder. And I is linked, actually hyperlinked, different articles, interviews that I've had, different awards I've received. So it's very easy for people to go and see what it is that you're doing to make that decision. And if they want to do business with you, partner with you, collaborate with you, give you money, right?
Right.
If they want to give you a sponsorship. So that's something I'm working on right now, is some sponsorships. And it's so easy for the help to help them make a decision when I have all of my accolades right there in a package for them to say, oh, wow, this company is really making an impact, and they're really making an impact on our target market, and we want to be a part of what they're doing,
Right.
right? And so again, excellent tips. And it's not coming from me, it's coming from the winners of the pitch competition. Again, how to pitch for cash is the topic of this conversation that we're discussing with the winners. And these women are just like you. They're just like you. So if they can do it, you can do it. Now, one of the biggest things I want to talk about is what was your reaction when you received the email notification that you were a winner?
I thought I was dreaming, to be honest. Because like I said, I've never had luck in the past, so to see that, like, hard work really coming into fruition, and that, like you said, like my thoughtfulness, that it really came across camera, like that means so much to me. So I had to like refresh the email, and then I had to like close out of it, and then I had to come back in it and just make sure that that it was real. So honestly, I could not believe it at all. I really thought it was just like, another email that I was receiving, but not at all. It was such an amazing moment.
Awesome.
Yeah, I was, as I mentioned, waiting on friends and got the news, was so excited. Forgive me, my little soundboards are falling. And so I just knew I had it. I knew I had, so I was like, I got it. I got something. Like Denzel Washington said, I'm leaving here with something. So I just knew I had first place. But then when I saw the first place winner, I was like, okay, I'll take my second place. Her video was so good and so inspiring. I'm like, I'm taking notes because it's climbing higher and higher, because the pitch competition I did before this one, I won third place. And so now to be in second place, we're aiming for first for the next one. We got one coming up. I'm claiming it. So it's just inspirational. And I took a screenshot. I shared with friends who celebrated with me. And again, I just wanted to live in that moment of receiving, because just like, manifestation teachers teach, it's about feeling the feeling. And in that moment of like, I knew I got something, I allowed myself to feel the feeling. So now that when first place comes, I'm ready. Like, I know how it feels, So it was very exciting. Say it again.
And it's coming.
It's coming. Thank you, girl. Touching in the ground. I need that. Yes, first place.
I love it. Yes, it's coming for her, and it's coming for all of you. You just have to, put your hat in the ring. You have to really know that you are qualified as the business, that you are deserving of this grant, and put your best foot forward. And then what happens happens. That's why I always say there's a grant with your name on it, right? If it's yours, it's going to be yours, right? Don't get overwhelmed or discouraged by the no's. The no's are leading you to your yes. The no's are helping you to perfect that thing that you're doing, right? So it's just like what Kadijat said, and it's my process as well. Is when I pitch, like I'm very comfortable doing this. I have to say, pitching is not my best thing. It's not something that I get excited about doing at all. Because usually I'm doing like 10 or 15 takes. And it's like, okay, what am I going to say? You only have so much time, and it's a little bit of time. 60 seconds goes really quickly. And it may be that you only have 60 seconds or 90 seconds, but it's a short amount of time. So it's like you have to think about, okay, what am I going to say in this 60 seconds that's going to make an impact? So you would really have to sum up all the greatness about you and what you do and your company in 60 seconds.
Yeah.
Right. And hope that hits, and hope it resonates with the person on the other side who is reviewing your pitch. Right. So we continue to perfect it. And so that's all we can do. But these are really great tips that are going to help you. And I encourage you all to be courageous enough to pitch. Now, let's talk about, not just pitching for a competition. And I said this at the intro. As entrepreneurs and business owners and nonprofit leaders, we are pitching ourselves every day. So if you get in the mindset and in the habit of pitching yourself on a daily basis, these pitch competitions will become easier for you, because it's part of your process to pitch.
Right.
Right. So we have to be sharing our businesses, promoting our businesses, telling whoever about, so anytime you're meeting with someone, having your elevator pitch, right? So when you think about how are you introducing yourself when you're in public, when you're connecting with a new person, how are you connecting with them, right? Are you shying away from even talking about your business, or are you just like, look, let me tell you about my business, right? So an example of this, I talked about this the other day. I was at an event celebrating one of my business peers, their second business anniversary. They're wonderful. They have an event center here in Cleveland, Ohio. It was amazing. And I took an Uber back home, and the Uber driver was very engaging in conversation. So you never know who you're talking to. You
Right.
never know who you're talking to. So are you going to take advantage of the opportunity, or are you not? And I'm of the mindset I'm gonna take advantage of every opportunity. So he engaged me in conversation, and I engaged him right back. I had on my branding. Branding is part of pitching. How
Yes.
you show up when you're out. Do you wear your brand? Right? So I had on my She Boss shirt. I was like, confident, and he was asking me questions about the event I came to and what my business is, and I told him. And I told him how we have a huge following, we have a live show, and then he wanted to know more about it. Okay. So, and you can't just be like, oh, you don't know who people is. That Uber driver could be a millionaire. He could know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. So the point is that you're taking every opportunity to share what it is that you do. What problems are you solving? What
Right.
impact are you making at every opportunity? Every single day, find some way to connect with someone, whether it's online or in person, and be talking about what it is that you do. Now,
Mhm.
would you ladies agree? And have you gotten into the process of pitching yourself on a daily basis?
So I do. I have on my shirt. I don't know if y'all can see it, but this is
Yes,
the
I see it.
International
Yes,
Center for Life Coach Training. I try to keep it on lint free. It's black, so it picks up everything. I have a mug here that's also branded. Let me be careful. I'm across from my laptop.
yes,
And then, of course, floating across the screen, it's 3 ways you can find me just being on here.
exactly.
Us talking about what I do. So, absolutely. You never know where moments like these will come to light. Years later, people
Yeah,
may find them. So, yeah.
that's awesome. That was really good. I hope you all caught that. Okay. So she has a branded shirt on, right? I had my branded shirt on the other day, but I have branding in the background. You see She Boss Talk is in the back, right?
I
Sure.
got
So
to
she
figure
has
out how
that.
to do that.
She has her cup, and she's on the screen. There's on the display screen. You know who she is and where you can connect with her. That's amazing. So that's another way when you're pitching yourself, when you go on shows, like whether you are on someone's podcast, then you have an opportunity to pitch yourself and what you do and what your expertise is. And Khadija, are you pitching every day? How are you putting yourself and your company out there?
Yeah, for sure. So, this is a little bit unorthodox, but I am constantly pitching myself well, more so the business every single day,
Mhm.
because a lot of what we do is, trying to partner with, different companies and different music companies and, mentors and, really just finding the best ways to always partner up with someone. That way we can really put, students in a position to, receive a job or an internship, whatever the case may be. So funny enough, I actually take myself out of that equation and I pitch as though I'm an employee rather than like the founder. And I'm not sure if you guys caught on to this earlier, but when I did introduce myself, I more so said that I was the brain behind the operations versus the founder, because I really think that it takes a village to raise a child and it takes a community too. And I'm
Yes.
not the only person who's working, on the nonprofit. I have like, a passionate set of volunteers who, are dedicated to being a part of the different departments and really helping me to secure, events and partnerships and different things like that. So I'm a colleague to everyone else. I'm not necessarily their boss or anything like that. I mean, when we look at the technicalities, yes, but I like to, remain an equal forefront. That way, when we are speaking about it, we are equally as passionate about it versus, me being like, hey, I'm Kadijat, I'm the founder of this. And so I take myself out of the equation and I pitch as though I am, another employee there. And I think that For some reason, I've seen that it had a little bit more impact.
Mhm.
And then if for any reason, they want to partner up with us again and they're like, hey, we want to speak with, the person in the operations. I'm like, well, you're actually speaking to her already. And so they'll be like, wow, like I didn't know that. And I kind of love getting that reaction from them because it's like, I'm not making this about me, and because it's not about me at all, it's about the students. And so I want to continue to put their focus on them and bettering their future. So I am constantly always speaking honestly from like creating events and partnering with people. Like it's constant. So the only difference is that I remove myself out of it.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I like what you shared because I talked to several, we have so many business owners in our community. We have nonprofit leaders and we have leaders of for-profit companies. But more and more recently, I've, had a lot of nonprofit leaders contacting me because we help people get funding, right? So that's one of the things that while we're here, we provide grants and things like that and other types of funding. And that's the thing that I hear a lot from nonprofits is how do I get more funding for my nonprofit to do the work that we are trying to do? And so some of the tips that you share here about what you're doing is that you have to be out here pitching, right? Because there are people that are out here, organizations and companies that want to give you money, but they need to know who are they giving the money to and how is this going to make a difference and how is this going to help them with their own agenda, right? Knowing that you are pitching to the right people that are aligned with what you are doing and your target market. So there's a lot of people that want to partner with us just because of our target market. Now, it goes back to what I say all the time that women don't recognize their value and our power, but we are high commodity. Like we have a lot of buying power. Women hold most of the world's wealth, and people want to be connected to women. They want to advertise to women. They want us to they want us to buy from them. So they want to get in front of us. And then there's many companies that want to empower. So knowing that you are pitching, knowing what you have, what your target market is, what your demographics are, having all those things, and then knowing the information about those that you are pitching to and what is their agenda, what are they about, what is that, how is it that what you're doing can align with what they're doing so that they will be that more motivated to give you money to support your mission.
Absolutely.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Someone had a
Yeah, I would also add, I love what Kadijat said, taking yourself out of it. That was a revelation I got from the Holy Spirit years ago. Like, especially for those of us who are like, I don't do social media. I don't want to get on camera. I don't want, I don't want, I'm private. And the Holy Spirit just whispered to me, you got to take yourself out of it. And ever since I did that, the ladies, and I'm not sure how much cut off in the beginning, but I was mentioning that futureblackLifeCoaches.com is our complimentary Christian coaching community. And right now we have almost 1,000 ladies there, and they're kind of waiting in the wings, to see when can I afford to come get trained as a Black woman Christian certified life coach. And I'm like, girl, I'm out here pitching for you, but as I'm pitching, I'm telling their stories. So right now we've certified 187 coaches worldwide, and I can tell you 187 different stories to add in a pitch competition where I've removed myself as the founder, like Kadijat mentioned, and you're coming from the aspect of, listen, when you sponsor or when you partner or when you let us win grant competitions like this, you're giving a lady an opportunity to save money or to increase her household income or to finally get paid for those ministry gifts that she's been giving away for free, and so you have to sell the vision from the aspect of someone who needs the service and kind of like, while massaging the ego of those behind the scenes, but also bringing them into that story of who this grant is impacting, the return on investment of this lady can finally say she's certified, she can start charging and making more money. And it all started because you gave us second place in a grant competition, So when you can sell stories like that, I think that it puts you, it takes the pressure off of you as the founder. It lets you hide a little and say, don't look at me, look at the women we're impacting, and it puts the spotlight on them. And then when you can actually award a grant, like that was the best feeling. When I got the news that I won, I instantly went into our Facebook group and said, okay, we got a scholarship available. Who wants it? And 3 people raised their hands, and it brings tears to my eyes because they've been waiting on us to win too. So why not get out and pitch and tell their stories and put our name out there so that somebody can benefit on the back end? Like that's what keeps me applying to all these grant opportunities.
That is
Awesome.
amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sending you more granting opportunities.
And that's what it's about. That's why when we apply, that's what it's for. And I like what you says. I'm going to repeat it. Selling your story. Selling stories is so key. Selling stories. Stories matter. Stories are powerful. They will compel people to give you money in
Right.
all kind of capacities. Selling your story. So we have to be courageous enough to share stories, right? And I'm of the same mindset. Like I rarely talk. I don't say like I. It's like we are a team, and I really try to speak about the people, the women that we support and that we help that need us, right?
Right.
Because know that when these competitions come and they're asking you questions, and if you may have a question about, what are you planning to do with the money, they want to know, or we want to know, what is happening with this money, what kind of impact is it going to make, and how much of an impact is it going to make. Is this money just going to sit with you, or are you really going to put this money to work and impact some lives, and go impact the community? That's what grantors want to know. That's what any pitch sponsor, like myself, that's what we want to know, and that's who we're going to give the money to.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I would say, just to give some tips when you are, sharing pitch videos, um, is to just be you, be authentic, be authentically you. Nobody can be you better than you. Um, Show up with enthusiasm. Make sure that that's coming across. Make sure that your passion about whatever it is that you're talking about is coming across. And don't think that you're too loud, because that's an issue for women. Been told. How many of us have been told, "Oh, you need to be quiet, or you need to be silent, or you too much of this, or you too much of that." So, and so a lot of times, then when we get on video, it's like we kind of like, you know, subdued, and we're not really fully ourselves, fully present and showing up. So be the vibrant person that you are when you're showing up on video. Make sure that there's no distractions, that it in the background of your video, that it is a neutral background, that there's nothing um super crazy in the background that is not relevant to the video at hand. All of that will distract from the video. You don't want people paying attention to, a fly on the wall or some dirty dishes in the background of your video, than focusing on you. And I say this because I've seen things like this, right? In photos, people that send photos, or if they have a video, these are things you have to really show up professionally when you're doing these videos. And these videos, you can use your cell phone to do that, to do them. You don't have to have any super fancy equipment to do a pitch video. You can use Zoom, or you can use StreamYard, like we're using here today. You can use these tools to record yourself, and then play it back, so you can look at yourself and give feedback to yourself, or send it to someone to give you feedback on how am I coming across in this video, like what do you think, and those things are helpful, will be helpful for you as you continue to pitch yourself in these various pitch competitions. I think that would be very helpful. And I wanted to just ask you all, to share some tips with our audience of what you think will help them, be able to submit a successful pitch.
For me, I would say that part of my story is art. Well, yeah, part of my story is my personal journey. And I think that that's, super important in sharing within your pitch. But if there are stats attached to it, whether it's something that you've been able to do without the help of grant and then showing how it's going to be able to scale with the help of the grant, I think that that's super important, is showing kind of like the progression of what you've already been able to accomplish and how that grant can help you proceed or being even more successful in the future. And yeah, I would say that those are main things. You really touched on some great points in terms of having the Google Doc and having questions beforehand and having your videos beforehand. And I think it's just really staying prepared and staying ready, and just like in general, to always put your business forward, and just kind of like not being able to use social media as a platform to continue to promote it, whether it's your personal socials or your business socials, just always finding ways that you can connect with other businesses and things like that. But I'd say that it's really showing, it's the stats for me, honestly. Like I've found that works, as well as my personal journey and things like that.
And before you speak, I wanted to touch on that. Stats or statistics, data, right?
Yes.
Numbers tell a story in themselves, and they're very powerful and helpful. Not only in the video, but I talk about how each business should have a pitch deck, and so we're going to be creating some pitch deck templates for business owners to help them be able to develop their pitches. But that's what they want to see in your pitch decks, is what are the stats. That tells them a lot about where you are as a business and where you're going, and the impact that you are making. So as you are doing the work that you're doing, it's so important to keep a record, keep
Absolutely.
a record of everything that you're doing and these stats. And so let me clarify. What we do is we have KPIs, key performance indicators. We have a number of different goals: sales goals, impact goals, social media goals. And across social media too, with your businesses, a lot of times they want to know, what are your social media statistics? And just every platform has amazing what analytics is what they call it. So you can see data on views, engagements, comments, demographics, all of the like. So these different platforms, including your website, and other tools that you need, can easily help you to gather this data and pull it out into various reports into your pitch deck, to be able to put it in simple terms, and or a dashboard for other people to be able to see and make a decision on. So go.
Tips that I would share. So earlier this year, I won a filmmaking contest, and it was centered around filming a documentary style short film for my business to help promote it. And it was all about telling my story about how I went from homelessness to now one of the top leaders in the life coach certification training space, especially as a Black woman of faith. And we did it all with my cell phone. And so the coach that was hired, she actually won the grant money, but I won the opportunity to get the skills behind filming with a cell phone in like 24 days. We did it in Black History Month. And what really helped was having direction behind it, that step-by-step instruction for what to do when. So we love templates. I love plug and play. Please tell me how to start and finish this thing. Make it easy so I'm not guessing or trying to reinvent the wheel or start from scratch. And what I love about competitions like yours is that, like I mentioned before, eligibility is already laid out. So you told us what to put in the video, how to answer the questions, what questions you were looking for. I heard you say on one of your podcasts how some people, I think this was on your recent Facebook Live, how some people will give like this long dissertation of an answer and they still don't answer the question. And
Right.
I'm like, yeah, I could definitely see how we could be guilty of that when we don't read the directions in the first place. So literally writing out, she said, say your name. She said, say the name of your business. She told you to tell how you're going to use this money and who it would impact and how you would know. So you laid it out step by step what to do. And that's my biggest tip. Read the instructions. If you're not an instruction manual person, become one for these grants. Otherwise, you'll waste a lot of time, yours and the grantors. So that's my biggest tip. Like, just read the book, read the directions, read the requirements. It's already laid out, and work smarter, not harder in this process.
Yes. I love that you say that because I say that all the time. And I don't know if people understand that. That is very simple. But they don't understand why a lot of times they're not winning these competitions or winning grants is because it's simply because you didn't follow the instructions. I mean, you could do a great video, but if it didn't respond to what we asked you to respond to, then it is automatically eliminated, right? If we asked you to use hashtags and you decided not to use hashtags or use a hashtag other than what we asked you to use, then you're automatically eliminated. And you could have had the best video. You could have been first place winner, right? If we asked you to share a video on Facebook or Instagram, but you decided to go post it on LinkedIn, it was we didn't even know where it was, so we couldn't even include it in the video, right? And we say these things because these things happen all the time with competitions. And so following instructions, I think, is the number one thing. Making sure you meet the eligibility and then following the instructions, then you're halfway there.
Yep.
You're halfway there if you can follow the instructions, right? Because we get a lot of applications, so we have to eliminate people off the bat, right? So we have to have a way to eliminate people immediately so we could get to the people that really follow the instructions, have all the information, and spend the time thoroughly going through their application or through their video or through their pitch. So these are wonderful tips that we are sharing with you all today that you can use to go pitch your business, right? Go pitch your business for cash, for opportunities, for contracts, for grants, for sponsorships, for fundraising help, whatever it is that you want. Let's get pitching. Start getting prepared. Start practicing, and just start submitting it, and then you will see that you will start seeing that you will win some of these opportunities. If you can learn how to pitch, you're going to do really well in your business. So I want to thank you all so much for coming on here today. I just want to give a shout out to all of our winners. Again, we have Kadijat here. We have Dr. AJ Austin. We also have Gabby of Spark This Day. We have Sloan from Buffalo Ambition Beauty Academy, and also Anika from Great Rewards Beauty. So we actually selected two beauty businesses, and I often get messages from people that are in the beauty business, like, where are the grants? Well, this was one of them. And two, it was very hard. Both of them were really good. We had several beauty businesses actually enter. And it was a tough decision on who to choose to win because we had some amazing videos. I had to go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. One of the other tips that I would give is when you are participating in a social media pitch, it's so important that you respond. First of all, as a business, it's important that you regularly monitor your inbox, right? And that you are responsive to your inbox, because what happens is that we reach out to you through your messenger, your inbox, and give you a certain period of time to connect with us, to give us the information we need, like your email or your contact information, so that we can let you know that you're the finalist, or we can request additional information. But if you don't respond and respond within the time that we ask, we have moved on to someone else. That has happened as well. Many people have won, but they did not respond to us in the set amount of time, and so they forfeited their opportunity to win. So just be mindful. These are simple things that you can do to increase your chances of winning a pitch competition. So I thank all of you all that are out there, our audience. I see you all out there. They're really enjoying this, saying it's excellent. Yes, thank you so much. So as we close out, I'm just going to let you all have the last words to let everyone know again what you're doing, what you have coming up, and how they can connect with you. I definitely want everyone to connect with you, ladies. It's so important for us to connect with each other. You never know who are you connected to, who you can go partner with. You see that they're doing something you want to do or along the same lines of what you're doing. It's so important for us to start working together. And I know there's so many women that want to be certified, right? So definitely let us know what you have coming up and where people can contact you. Who wants to go first? Kadijat?
Sure. Yeah, last words. Honestly, like I said, so grateful to be a part of this opportunity. I'm not, perfect in any way. This is just, the right momentum that I need to continue, pushing the business forward when it comes to funding. And so, in terms of finding me, it's exactly how it's spelled, which is girls with an S and who listen, and that's girlswholisten.org. And then if anyone wants to connect on social, all socials are at Girls Who Listen. In terms of what's coming up, I mean, thanks to She Boss Talk, we're hosting a kind of like an end of the year wrap up where we're hosting a few women over a virtual, I'd say like virtual Zoom session. And so we're going to be speaking about next year and just kind of coming up with goals, whether it's for the company or for their personal selves. And so we're going to be doing that at the end of the year, and we will be posting it on our social next week. So if anyone from here wants to join, it is open to the community. And yeah, that's going to be it for for this rest of the year. But next year, I'm so excited to be working on creating like a conference for women, and really just working towards that, because that's something that I've been super excited about. So Women's History Month is in March, and that's also the 3rd-year anniversary. So some pretty exciting stuff to come. Obviously with the help of She Boss Talk.
Awesome. Definitely send me an email with the information for that event. If I'm here in the States, I will definitely attend.
Yeah, for sure. We would love that. Absolutely.
Dr.
So futureblackLifeCoaches.com is our Christian community of coaches, future Black coaches. I'm so excited for them because this is why we show up. I have 3 upcoming pitch competitions. So thank you again, Shantae, for the opportunity to kind of like polish and keep enhancing what we present. Kadijat, thank you for setting such a great example of what first place looks like, and helping us to set our goals and our intentions, and joining faith with us, because we're going to keep pressing. And so in our futurebblacklifecoaches.com, it's a private Facebook group where people who are looking to become coaches gather. And it's where I announce that we've won these grants, that we have these open scholarship opportunities for them to save at least 40% off of their life coach certification, so that they're not waiting on the money or waiting on the someday. We're helping them get to someday faster through opportunities like this one, and sharing stages and platforms with other Black women with platforms of Black women who need what we do. So again, futurebblacklifecoaches.com is where to find me. Look for my beautiful face there. I'm very active in the group, and it leads to everywhere else I am online. And so, we share what we got going on coming up as far as trainings. We do have a 5-day boot camp coming up I'm excited about. So throughout the year, I get to spend time and hear the hearts and the stories of those who are looking to become certified Christian coaches, and how they know they're a little bit different, and they've been looking for someone like me. And so again, opportunities like this allow me to show up on platforms like this so that we can find each other and let God order our steps the rest of the way. So thank you again for the opportunity. I'm looking forward with what you got coming up, Shantae. I would love to hear like the heart of the grand tours. Like what's the conversation behind the scenes, when you guys are passing around our videos and, getting to judge us. And yeah, just hear you mentioned a lot here, but it's made me curious. Like, what are they saying? What are they talking about? Girl, who did we take the place of that didn't complete the application? I want that. I want the tea.
Well, I gave you the tea.
Yeah, okay.
What the process is like, right? But it's very exciting behind the scenes. Like, I just met with my team today. We are always working every day, every week for our community, figuring out what else can we bring, what new program, what new competition. And this was the first one of the She Pitch Perfect competition. and it won't be the last. So this one we will reopen next year, and at which time, like you all's information and faces and videos are already up there. So you are the face of the She Pitch Perfect pitch competition, and you set the example. So now future applicants will be looking toward your videos to say, okay, this is what it is that I need to be doing. We take this process very seriously. We are here to impact women, and we are here to impact businesses, and we're here to impact to the community. That's why we do what we do. Like, this is my money. And so we're looking to expand our partnerships as well, our sponsorships, because with corporate sponsorships that allow us to do even more than what we've done. But I'm just so excited by what we've been able to do just with our company revenue. Like, I'm not holding this for myself, I'm giving back in any way that I can. And then to know that we have the small business community partnering with us and supporting us on putting forth programs like this to help you all as women to be able to help the other people that you have to help in the community is just amazing. So that's what the conversations are like. Like, what can we do better? What can we do more of? How can we improve this program? What can we do next year? And so, like, our theme for next year is financial freedom for women. So it's like we're crafting programs on that theme, is financial freedom for women. And so look out for what that looks like. If you want to know more about our programs, go to our website at www.shebosstalk.com. Go to the media tab and click on our press kit. The next pitch competition is our second year pitch, which is the I Am Black pitch competition that is going to be held during Black History Month. Okay, that's open to men and women. And you do not have to have a business, you have to have a business concept and be able to talk about it and pitch it, right? So you do not have to always have to start your business and be registered and incorporated. You have to have an idea that's going to solve a problem and be able to pitch it to us, and have it where we believe in you and what you're trying to accomplish, that we want to give you money. That's really the bottom line. So I look forward to staying connected with all of you. I'll look forward to that pitch and all the wonderful programs that we have coming back up, including the She Pitch Perfect in 2023. It's going to be amazing. Thank you all so much for tuning in. As always, continue to be the boss with Amplify Impact. Have a wonderful day.
Have a wonderful day. Thank you
Bye,
so much.
y'all.